What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So we are pretty deep into TBC pre-patch right now. We have a little bit less than 2 weeks until TBC launches on February 5th. A lot of you guys are purchasing the level 58 character boost or playing characters that you had, leveling up, getting the PvP gear, because that's the best way to get gear right now, and then preparing your professions and all of that stuff to move forward through the Dark Portal. Now, I wanted to make this video because there's a few different ways that you should be gearing in terms of PvP, depending on what level you are, if you're level 60, if you're a level 58 boost and all that. I want to talk about what I personally think is the best way to do this. If you're someone who doesn't have like 8+ hours per day to PvP, you could still walk through that portal with a ton of gear. So without further ado, guys, let's dive in. All right, so I'm here in the Hall of Legends on my Paladin. This was my boosted character. I am really having a great time PvPing, having a lot of fun, jumping in with the boys every night, doing war songs, doing, you know, ABs. Occasionally, I do some Alterac Valley when I'm solo, but again, we're going to talk about all this stuff right now. So, in terms of Battlegrounds, if you are a level 58 boost, right, and you're not level 60 yet, this is going to be the meta that you should follow, and I wish this was the meta when I did my boost. I hit 60 really quick before people kind of figured out that this was the way to do it, okay? So, what you're going to do, basically, if you are level 58, is you are going to just start PvPing at level 58. You're going to be able to do that turn in to hand in one war song mark, one AB mark, one AV mark. That's going to, you know, give you experience. You could technically level all the way to like 59 or even go all the way to 60 if you want, and then also have honor cap as soon as you hit level 60 if you PvP from 58 to level 60, or just honor cap once in that 59 bracket, because what's happening is in that bracket, you're going to be having a lot more fun than when you hit 60 and jump into BGs with your full communal set of gear, right? Everyone is a boosty in that bracket. Like 90% of the BGs are filled with boosties. So you're level 58, you're versing a bunch of other boosties or people who just had levels 50 through 59 characters that they want to level up or do some PvP on. And you're going to have the best time ever because you're not going against people with High Warlord, Grand Marshal gear, you know, that whole thing. I wish that this was something I thought of before I hit 60 on this Paladin, but again, there's ways to do this for everybody, right? Now, there's a few different types of people who are playing in pre-patch right now. You have people who could PvP for 8+ hours a day, you know, 40 hours a week. We have a little bit less than 2 weeks until TBC launches. So if you do the math, if you're the person who only has maybe 2-3 hours a day to PvP, you're really going to struggle with getting the entire epic set of gear, right? You know, the High Warlord Grand Marshal set, which is this set. You have 3 pieces that are 13,000. The chest piece is almost 14,000. Your weapon is almost 16,000 honor. So for someone who only has a few hours a day, the best way to do it is going to be to pretty much just buy the entire blue set. Then come over here, make sure that you can get your weapon, which again is like 16-ish K. Yeah, right here. So like a 2-hander is 16K. If you're getting 2 1-handers, it kind of equals out to pretty much the same thing. And then you're going to be slapping in BGs. And then if you're still having fun in PvPing and TBC's not here yet, then you could come back in and maybe upgrade some of the bigger pieces, right? That's what I'm doing. I don't have 8+ hours a day to PvP. I have a lot of stuff going on IRL that I have to take care of every day, and then I have stream at night, PvPing pretty much all night for at least 4 hours. And it's still not enough time to get that full epic set of gear because I also want to do raids, I'm doing profession stuff, I'm playing other characters as well. So that is going to be the way you do it. If you are a fresh boosty, I recommend jumping into War Songs and Arathi Basins. Obviously, you have to cycle some AVs in there when you're solo because you need those marks to turn in. You turn in 1 mark of each of those battlegrounds and level that way. At least get to level 59 that way. You'll be 59 with probably between 40 and 60,000 honor, and then you could level to 60 if you want, PvP the rest. But you're going to be able to hit 60 and pretty much have the entire blue set of gear, your weapon, maybe Don Julio's ring, you know, the bracers, the waist, all of that stuff. So keep in mind as well, a lot of people don't realize this, but in TBC pre-patch, if you look at the previous PvP factions, right, you have Alterac Valley, Warsong, Arathi Basin. None of these have rep requirements anymore. They just cost honor and marks, and some of them only cost honor. So for a great example of this, if we go to Warsong, right, and we go to the Revered bracket, and look here, these things, none of this stuff cost reputation anymore. You don't need to be revered. The Exalted stuff, same thing. You can get the Berserker Bracers, which give you 17 strength, 7 agility, 9 stamina, for just a small amount of honor. Honestly, I think that this is the way to go. Here's the thing, though. If you jump up to the level 60 ones instead of getting the level 50 ones, it's a very small difference, like a difference of 2 strength, a couple of stamina, a couple agility. It increases the honor that you need for it by like triple. So sometimes in cases like that, it's better to just get the level 51. It's not going to make that big of a difference, but it will save you a couple of hours of PvPing. So there's really ways to kind of fine tune this and min-max your time if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of time, right? People have been complaining a lot about how long the honor grind actually takes. And I wanted to make this video to show that, yes, it does take a long time, but to be completely honest, I do think there should be some kind of grind to this. Just because otherwise, if everyone got the full set in 10 hours of PvPing, they'd be bored out of their minds and log off until TBC launches, right? Or start the thing on another character or whatever. I still think it's a little bit long for the, the full High Warlord Grand Marshal set. It definitely takes like 40 plus hours of straight PvPing. Then you add on the weapon to it. You add on, the ring, Don Julio's. I've been doing ZGs. I filled out some pieces with ZG gear. I got my AQ ring. There's a lot of stuff you can do to kind of fine-tune your gear and min-max your time if you don't have a lot of time. But, again, if you're a level 58 boost, I suggest PvPing in that 59 bracket. You're at the top of the bracket. You're having a great time, especially if you're a Ret Paladin. The weapon they give you is out of control strong for some random reason. The rest of the gear sucks, but the weapon is, like, really, really good. And then, hit 60 when you feel like it or when you have a good amount of honor saved up and some tokens, some marks, AB, Warsong, AV, and then you can go hit 60 and literally buy the full blue set of gear or maybe like 4 pieces of the blue set, 2 pieces of the epic set, and, kind of do it like that. A lot of classes actually do benefit from buying at least 2 pieces of the blue set, so that'll save you a ton of time right there. And then if you want to keep PvPing after that, like I'm going to do, today my goal is I'm going to buy the epic legs and the epic boots, right? And then I pretty much got all the PvP gear that I could possibly get, but I do want to PvP this weekend with my buddies. It's Rothy Basin weekend, so maybe I'll come back in and upgrade some of the blue pieces, maybe 2 more blue pieces to the epic pieces. This is, it makes it so that it's a little bit more fun to play, because if you're jumping into level 60 war songs and Arathi Basins with the full communal set, you're pretty much gimping your entire team. You're going to get one shot by everybody. It's not really a good time. I really, really struggled, which is why I started jumping into ZGs and AQ20s to kind of round out those pieces so that I could actually do some damage. And it made it so much more enjoyable. However, that level 58 boost, PvP meta wasn't a thing. When I boosted this pally the first day, I got it to 60 within 3 hours. So I didn't even think about doing that. And I want to just kind of, anyone out there who's kind of still doing the level 58 boost right now, I really recommend doing it. It's probably the best way to do this. And then, again, a lot of people complaining about the epic set. You don't feel like you need to farm this entire epic set of gear. For some classes, it's not that big of a difference. Get the full blue set. It's literally like a fraction of the time, like a quarter of the time. 25% of the amount of time you would need to spend to get the epic set. You can get the full blue set. You can go pick up Don Julio's for like 4,000 honor and 2 AV marks or something like that. If you do it that way, it's a lot better. Now you can start PvPing. It's a Arathi Basin weekend starting tomorrow. And then you could fill out, a couple more pieces like the epic pieces. I'm even going to PvP and get the shield so that I could tank through dungeons in TBC when the portal opens. So for anyone out there who's struggling, thinking the grind takes too long, there's ways around it. If you just boosted and you haven't hit level 60 yet, I hope you see this video and you can go, take advantage of this. I just wanted to make this to help everyone out. I wish that I knew that. So if I did help you out in any way, like the video, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next time I post a video, and follow us over on Twitch, twitch.tv/hammerdance. We stream Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and sometimes we do a bonus stream on Saturdays. We're going to be going really hard when TBC launches. We're having a great time. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening in. I will see you all in the next one.